Lesson 25. Collective shadow, manifesting while the world is on fire. There are moments when looking at the news feels like staring into a storm you cannot stop. Headlines repeat themes of political cruelty, violence, and climate disaster. You might feel your heart break or a quiet voice whisper, "Who am I to be happy when the world is burning?" Welcome back. In our last lesson, we healed the wound of exile and found inner belonging. Today, we step into the collective. How do we hold our own light and continue our manifestation practice when the world around us is in such deep pain? The shadow is not just personal, there is a collective shadow made of everything societies refuse to face: greed, prejudice, and the drive for domination. When we repress empathy and interdependence, they erupt as systemic harm and violence. In times of crisis, the collective shadow becomes visible through scapegoating. Instead of facing fragile systems, it's easier to blame the other. Jung warned that when groups lose the ability to see their own darkness, they become capable of enormous cruelty while believing themselves righteous. This shadow shows up in the emotional climate we live in. Survival emotions like fear and despair are amplified by the news cycle. If you're endlessly told the world is hostile, your nervous system will respond with chronic stress even when you're physically safe. Climate grief and eco-anxiety are real, but feeling this sorrow isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of profound connection with life. The earth is crying out, and your heart is listening. The temptation is to shut down or live in constant outrage. Inner work is a form of radical grounding. It's not a retreat into self-absorption. It's a way of reclaiming the power that would otherwise be swept up in the collective storm. It means meeting your fear and rage with consciousness and care. By regulating your nervous system, you create a pause between activation and action. That pause is not passivity. It is the gap in which freedom appears. You become more capable of asking, what is really needed here? What is mine to do? Inner work liberates the energy previously trapped in repetitive survival states. When you soften the anxiety and despair, that energy becomes available for focus, imagination, and taking concrete steps toward your purpose. A common form of spiritual shame is believing that joy is a crime while others suffer. But when you dim your light, you contribute to a shared atmosphere of exhaustion. The world needs people who are alive, people whose inner fire is lit. Ethical abundance means allowing yourself to receive enough to live and serve well. When activists and healers are supported, movements are stronger. Healthy abundance provides the stability and energy from which you can truly help others. A healthy relationship or a moment of joy is not a slap in the face to those who suffer. It is a beacon. It shows that tenderness and respect are possible. These moments remind your nervous system what it feels like to be alive, not just to survive. Joy is a resource. Restorative experiences refill the well from which you give. Self-care is an act of political warfare because it refuses to let oppressive systems claim every part of your life. It equips you to respond with clarity instead of collapse. The point of becoming inner coherent is to walk into reality with your eyes open and your heart intact. You become less likely to demonize others and more able to focus on the specific systems and behaviors that need to change. Activism takes many forms: protesting, voting, creating art, or caring for neighbors. Not everyone is called to do everything. The key question is, what is my lane? What kind of contribution matches my gifts and my capacity? When we understand ourselves as part of the web of life, our actions become expressions of belonging rather than desperate attempts to fix something outside of us. We move from fear to courage and from numbness to compassion. There is no such thing as a purely private act. The way you treat your body, spend your money, and hold your grief are all signals. They ripple outward, influencing others in ways you may never see. You are tending your small section of the river. As we close, imagine one place where you're being invited to take up a little more space. Maybe a conversation where you usually stay silent. Acknowledge the "who do you think you are" voice with compassion and take one small, clear step toward that space. Remember, you are not turning your back on a burning world. You are becoming a grounded, luminous presence within it. I will see you in our next lesson. In our next lesson, we conclude this series by exploring the power of shared awakening and the wider field of co-creation. See you there.